Defensive tackle Mike Purcell joining us here. Did you think about all of those things when you signed your contract? Did you think about your process, basically the point that you got to this moment now with the Broncos? I mean, did that flash through your head when you were signing that contract at all?
There was absolutely a moment of reflection. Just to go through what I went through, and I'm not the only one to battle through the tough parts of this league. But you got to sit back and you got to be proud of it at some point. I'm not satisfied yet. I obviously want to keep playing at a high level, keep proving myself, and that's especially what I got to do now. My work isn't done. If I can just continue to prove myself. But I'd be lying if I didn't have a moment of reflection on the journey that it took to get to this point now.
What happened over the last couple of games were for the defense to be able to close out the way they did? Something that you guys know that was a little bit of an issue last year. You were able to do that the last two games when you needed it. A defensive stand. What happened?
I think we've had so many of these games like we did even this past week. But to be able to finish it the way we did, it was actually Shelby Harris who was the one who kind of broke it down in the locker room after the game, just said, he was proud of these guys just to be able to be in this position in a game like that, in that type of position, and to really pull it out all the way to the end, to grind it all the way to the end and to come out with that win against a good team on the road when a lot of people counted us out, regardless of what was going on over there. It felt awesome, and we've been to points even this year, a few games this year where it's right there, and it always just takes that one or two different plays, wherever it may be, whether it's offense, defense, special teams, that really just pushes you downhill and lets you kind of could flip the script of the whole game, and then hopefully that kind of changes the script for the rest of the season as well.
Did you guys have a high level of confidence going into this game against the Patriots? It certainly seemed like the defense was playing at a different level.
I mean, we did have 2 weeks to prepare, not by any choice of our own, but I think we were ready. We were ready to go, and we were ready to prove a point. And even before it all happened, people counted us out, and we're going to prove them wrong.
This last weekend against the Buffalo Bills, racking up 250 rushing yards. And, it was inclement weather, kind of like what you guys are maybe even expecting coming up this weekend. But they just sort of kind of had success right away with that. They were able to stick with it the whole way. And, the conversations come up. I mean, because they're so prolific in the pass game, is there a certain amount of when they're running the ball that you kind of just are baiting them a little bit? You guys have been a bend, don't break defense for so long. I do wonder a little bit for you guys if this is one of those, okay, well, between the 20s, we do the best we can. What we got to do is lock down the red zone.
Mm-hmm. For me personally, my biggest thing is I'm going to stop the run. Do everything I can to stop the run. So if they want to come out here and whatever the weather may be this weekend, if they want to try to run the rock, I'm going to do my job. And I'm going to stop the run. I'm going to do what I can up front. We all will. But as a whole defense, you got to take it. You got to be able to do your job in your position, and if you do that job in your position, it works throughout the whole defense. I think they even came out. I think it was Mahomes who said it after the game against Buffalo. They said that they were running a lot of RPOs and Buffalo was sitting back. So why not hand off the ball and see what they can do? If they're going to sit back, it's going to make it harder for the defense to come back up and stop that run. Whether they're giving up however many yards carry. And obviously they didn't shy away from that. They ran the ball a lot, and it's kind of a weather game. If they want to put it on that, but if the defense is playing off, and it's going to be like that too. So we just got to play a full defensive game like we did last week, and I think we'll be all right.
Last one here for you. One of the things that I'm always interested to talk to you, the defensive lineman, about is about just how close-knit you guys are up on the defensive line. And again, you've experienced some guys having to come in and out because of injuries. Of course, Jarrell Casey was a guy that I know you guys were counting on this year. But it seemed like you guys were able to, for the most part, gel right away, where other parts of the team needed a little bit of time through these first 4 or 5 games. So why is it that you guys were able to kind of hit the ground running?
It varies by position, and obviously this year was different without having an off season, a full training camp, full preseason, things like that. But it just kind of varies by position, just kind of who you're spending your day with. I think every defensive line that I've been on, and I know I can say this the rest for every other position, that everybody's close knit. You're around those guys all the time. And I think defensive line is just something kind of different. There's something different about us. We got our hands in the dirt, and we're up and personal with with everything that goes on the field. We're in the trenches, and it's you got to rely on that person next to you, whether whoever's taking a double team or whoever's a one-on-one block. We got to be able to make a play, and you count on one another, and it's just it's a little different mentality when you're in the trenches.
Do you think that the second year for a lot of the guys that are returning has been helpful, being that you guys did this last year, basically?
Yeah, definitely. Having a second year into things it's always beneficial to have that extra time. But like I said, we did miss out on off season and preseason, full training camp. But we're making it work. Everybody's in the same boat, really.
Awesome.
So that's no excuse for anybody in this league. We all have the same amount of time, but everybody's got to be able to make it work and be a professional and guys do your job.
Awesome. Mike, congratulations again on the contract. Really appreciate your time tonight. Best of luck against the Chiefs.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.